Welcome, seekers of the unknown, as we pull back the veil between the living and beyond. Unraveling questions that plague our minds, and oftentimes presenting the evidence that may prove them true. Let us take you on a journey where paranormal becomes normal, and where what is right behind you just might be echoes of the afterlife or something more. But fair warning, once you step into the supernatural with us, you might just stay haunted.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Stay Haunted.
Hello.
Happy Monday Eve.
Yay, it's Monday.
Yay, Monday.
I mean, Tuesday Eve. Yeah.
Tuesday Eve.
Tuesday.
Monday
I put
Eve.
them together. Put them together.
Everybody have a good weekend?
Sure.
We had a good weekend. Who wants to go first? How was your weekend? Let's go with you guys first.
Busy putting the house together. That's all.
How's the unpacking going?
Well, Friday night, we went out with the
yeah.
family, and we went to the local casino.
Yeah, that's true.
Nice.
It looks just like a Vegas casino and takes your money just as quick.
It was
Buggers.
fun. Family in town, and my mom did Sunday dinner. Did a leg of lamb on the grill and some potatoes and yummy. Nice being home, getting spoiled.
See, that's a good thing.
That's
It
lovely.
is.
We're almost done with the house, so then we can start focusing on the paranormal up here in Ohio.
There you go. That's what inquiring minds want to know.
I mean, I heard you have the spare room ready.
We have a room
We have the spare room
for, visitors.
We're
And
ready.
we don't have a official locations yet to investigate, but we do have a very haunted cemetery not too far from us.
We'll be
That works for us.
Yeah. I love cemeteries.
We like cemeteries.
Yep.
It would. I mean, we only did one. We stopped by on the way. We were out in Columbia by Columbia, PA, on the way back, and we were just trying to think of something different to do. And I figured, listen, there's got to be old cemeteries, so we stopped at one. It was kind of windy. It was hard to kind of do like any EVP.
Oh yeah, that is hard.
It was the only downer side.
Downer.
So
Downer.
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 I'm trying to control myself.
What'd you guys do?
Well, let's see. Friday? What did we do? Anything on Friday?
Can't remember.
Short-term memory loss. We don't remember what we
Dementia.
did Friday. Dementia. Nah, we're just getting older.
What did we do Friday?
Saturday we went to.
I don't think we did anything Friday.
Yeah, Friday. I don't think we did anything.
That's
And
why.
then Saturday, what did we do Saturday? What was that? I missed that.
So that's why you can't remember. I didn't do anything, so I can't.
Didn't do anything.
Yeah. Penhurst.
Penhurst Paracon.
Nice.
Cool,
So we
cool.
went.
Who'd you run into?
Ran into
Who
Miss.
didn't we run into?
Yeah, who didn't we run into? There was a lot of people. It was a great turnout, great event.
9,000 people, I think they said.
I think something like 8 to 9,000
Yeah.
people.
First it was 6, but now we heard 9.
It was Josh Gates was one of the main headliners. Then you had Nick and Tess Groff, the Jason Hawes, their group, Ghost Hunters.
But we weren't waiting in any line.
It was a long, there were some long lines. So it was a little busy. So we got around, we stopped, we saw our friends Kyle and Christina from White Hill. We saw
Greg
from Fort Mifflin, John and Chris Therian from New Jersey Paranormal. Who else? We saw Andy Andrews for a hot second. He was like a flash. He went like, I grabbed him. I'm like, hey, Andy, how's it going? And he's like, I got to get, he was the man on a mission going somewhere.
I think he was going to see Josh Gates.
He may have been going to see Josh
I think
Gates.
he was on.
And then who else?
I forget.
I forget.
We're not very good.
A lot happening.
Lot.
going on, walking around. It's always hard. You walk
It
around
was
in
so
the buildings
hot. It was
and
like
stuff. but
over 80
it was hot.
degrees.
Hey, Ron.
Hey,
Locos.
So, guys, I have to really quick give a big shout out. This right here, this gentleman's name is Christopher Woody. He is my install manager at my Raleigh location.
Awesome.
Hello,
Welcome. Hello. What's up, Woody? Thanks for hopping on.
A really cool first name, too.
I'm staying quiet.
And
Christopher
then
Woody.
Christopher Woody.
You making fun of his last name?
Never.
No,
I
never.
don't do that. I don't do that.
It was a nice. We had a nice. And she's actually on her way back to the UK. How could we forget?
Oh, yeah.
Miss Penny Morgan from Haunted Histories in the UK,
Wow.
who we met through Ron and Lourdes. And, she came over for the Paracon. She writes. She's an author and she does the history tours. I know when they do the Festival of the Unexplained, usually she does the history part of the tour or whatever. I don't think she's going to be able to make it.
She said she was going to try.
She was going to try, but I don't know because we're going over in September, so we were hoping to see her when we reciprocate and
We'll
hope get to see her when we go over in September. But she's on a plane, I think, right now, flying back to UK.
Oh, wow.
And,
Well,
but
I
we,
hope she's not playing because it'd be hard to do it without it.
yeah, well, you
Well,
could breaststroke or
she
swim
can.
back over. That would be the challenge.
There's a will, there's a way.
So, hey, everybody in chat.
I know,
Hey,
a lot
Seekers,
of tears tonight. Woohoo!
Seekers Chronicle. So, is that Mr. Forget About It, or is that Jenny? I see Jenny. Hi,
Jenny's there.
Jenny.
He's separate.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Carrie.
Seekers.
It keeps moving on me.
We're
There
not
we go.
touching it, I promise.
Hi, Inspectors Paranormal. Is that
That is Ash.
that's Ash, right? Yep.
Jennifer's here.
Hello, Jennifer.
Here's Ash.
Everett and
Everett.
Everett's
Yeah.
there. Hey, Everett.
Lourdes and Mary Beth and lots
Where's
and
Lourdes? I didn't see Lourdes.
Little children.
It's
Yeah.
here.
Forget about it. Is he here?
Forget about it. How you doing?
Hey, I got a cannoli for you.
Cannoli.
A cannoli. Cannoli.
Cannoli.
Cannoli. Sorry, cannoli.
What's that?
Like noodling.
All right, we're getting off the rails.
All right, off the rails already.
Didn't take us long tonight.
Anywho.
8 minutes. It took us 8 minutes to get off the rails. All right, guys, we got one quick announcement, guys. Next Monday is Memorial Day. We will not have a show. We will be celebrating Memorial Day, but we will be back the following Monday. So make sure you tune in a week from next Monday for the next show, but we will definitely be here for that. But Memorial Day is thus that, and we will be taking that off.
Enjoy it with family.
Enjoy it with family.
Yeah.
But tonight, guys, we've got some really exciting guests. We have got really good friends of ours from North Carolina. Once again, you've seen them on other podcasts that we've done. You saw them on EVPE. Back tonight is Scott Reddick with Piedmont Paranormal Investigations. And for the first time on a podcast with Piedmont is Tori Byer. Say hello to Scott and Tori. Hello, guys.
Hello, welcome.
What's going on?
Welcome to the show.
I can see myself like 8 times. All right, Scott, normally I let ladies go first, but I want Scott to tell us a little bit about Piedmont. Tell us about Piedmont, how you got started, what kicked off Piedmont for you in North Carolina.
Well, my wife and I, when we first met, we were always into, the unusual. We were big fans of the show The X-Files. That kind of got us started, and then along came Ghost Hunters, and we were like, hey, let's go try this. It's when places like, St. Augustine Lighthouse and everything started letting people come in after they'd been through. Started at St. Augustine Lighthouse, and ironically, that was a wedding anniversary trip we took.
Yeah.
And on another wedding anniversary trip, we went to Waverly, and we came away from there with some just amazing evidence. And at that point, we were hooked, and we were like, we got to start a team. and it's just grown from there. You saw Inspectors Paranormal. Ash on there was one of. I worked with him when I was in law enforcement. He kind of helped me with getting the team established. Wasn't able to be part of the team, actively at that time, but now he is. He's now a full active member with us. We've just grown to the point that we've got an amazing team now, and one of those members that I'm proud that I can say we found is Tori. Um, we She's our newest member, been with us since about the end of 2023. Isn't that correct, Tori?
Yeah, I've been with the
Oh,
team for just over a year or so. Yeah.
yeah. And she's an amazing investigator. She really knows her stuff. She brought with her some experience, but she's been invited with a couple of other local teams to some locations, and she's really proven herself with our team. Um, so
So
you know
fantastic.
that that's how we've become who we are.
That's fantastic. And remember, guys, nothing gets Mama more worked up than a paranormal investigation on anniversary.
Yeah.
Woo!
Right?
Is that true? Is that the title of the paranormal investigation?
Depends.
Okay.
Depends.
It depends
Fan.
how the day is going.
All right, Tori, I hope I didn't slaughter your last name. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everybody how you got involved in the paranormal before you met PPIT.
So I'm pretty new. I didn't start investigating till about 2023. A local paranormal group in my area was doing public investigations, and I signed up, and I was hooked after that. So I did a few other investigations with just some other teams here and there, and then I found PPIT, messaged them, and luckily they gave me the chance to be on the team, and I've had a blast. So it's been a real treat with these guys. So I've had a lot of fun.
Good.
That's awesome. We've actually got to investigate not only with Scott and PPIT, but we've also got to do. Tori's been with us on a couple investigations too. So it's been
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So quick question, Tori. So, Carmel and I relate. So we've been together since high school, but we kind of didn't really officially it's been 2 years for us now almost for doing the formal investigations and stuff. We did the ghost history tours and walks and stuff. What was is that just something you just were recently become interested in as far as the paranormal, and or has it always been something that you've been I guess curious about, your whole life?
Yeah, it's always been there. It's just growing up, watching Ghost Hunters. I was like, oh, this is cool. I don't know if I ever want to do it in person though. And then I had my chance when that local team had public investigations, and I was like, what was I waiting for? Like, this is awesome.
Right. And it's not what, nothing against the TV shows.
The fear of the unknown.
Yeah, it's just that little bit of that, like Carmela says, the fear of the unknown, and but it's about the history. If you love history and the location, and here's a question, Scott: has she run?
Yeah. No, she has not.
Oh, she has not.
has.
Okay,
She
good.
has not.
All right,
She
good.
has not. We went to Ohio State
Before
Tori,
Yeah.
and matter of fact, she scares me. Yeah, we were down in solitary confinement, and it was pretty much our entire team was in there, and she'd gone into one of the cells, and she was wearing, and it's pitch black, dark in there, and she was wearing like a dark jacket or something, and she like blended in and Chris knows that one of my methods that I use is high definition UV photography. Well, I had the UV light out, and I've got a pretty powerful UV light. And I swung that thing around, and the only thing that lit up was her face in this cell. And I was like, "Oh shit!"
I had an experience like that too.
And
And I didn't move.
and she didn't move. And I'm like, "Oh God, it's Tori." I'm like, she got me good on that one. So
Mhm.
Scott EVP'd a little.
yeah, I may have. Maybe EV
Oh,
too.
right.
So
Funny. Very good.
So you guys, so Piedmont does private investigations. You guys go out and do group investigations at known locations. Like we've done the USS North Carolina with you guys.
right.
Tell everybody what you recently acquired.
Well,
Oh.
I'm scared.
a place that I think everyone on here, we can say we've been there and we love this location. Uh, you know, unfortunately, Chris and Alder, they did have to move away from us, and in that you know process, our team has taken over the Montgomery house, which Chris and Alder ran for about 3 years, wasn't it?
3.5.
And,
Yeah.
3.5.
Yay.
And because we just absolutely love that location, and we want to see it thrive. We want to see it, appreciated for not only, the paranormal, aspect, but also for the historical aspect of the home as well. Um, you put us in contact with the Montgomery County Historical Society, and we've talked with them. Actually, got to see Dave Wilkie this past weekend as well out there. He stopped by. We were doing some stuff out there, and matter of fact, we got a pretty nice piece of evidence that we're going to be presenting tonight on there from that. We'd gone out there initially. We were going to do our team photographs, have a picnic, and do some training. And during the training, we came across some evidence that we were like, "Oh my God, this is crazy." So can't wait to share that with everybody.
We'll see. Now that you talked about it, we have to share it.
No, we have to share.
There you go.
Absolutely.
That's what we're starting.
Yeah, the I guess it's the video in the James Patterson room. That'd be the one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the knock in the shadow.
Yes.
That'd be neat. All right, everybody, turn your mics up, or not your mics. Turn up your speakers.
Yeah.
And
Larry.
not only listen closely, but watch closely.
Huh.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Is there somebody in here with us? My name is Scott. This is Eric and
I'm Johan.
his brother Johan. We heard you knock. Just heard it again. You heard that, right?
Kinda. Is there somebody in the closet? It's okay to come out.
Sarah, are you up here?
What was the son's name?
Oh, you have Joseph and Sarah, our two little children up here.
Joseph or Sarah? Are you here?
But they clearly came from that corner.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
everybody heard the knock, right?
Yeah. In the beginning.
Now I
Yeah.
have one question. Did anybody step in front of the laser?
No. Um, okay. Everett was the one filming. One of our investigators, Everett Barrett, he was the one filming. Me and his brother Johann were standing to his left. The laser grid. What we had done is during the training, we were going to also debunk a couple things that we had, prove or debunk a couple things we'd gotten in the past. One of the things we'd gotten in the past was what looked like a soldier in that mirror over the mantle, um, uh, in the James Patterson room. And while we were trying to do that, we put the laser grid exactly in the exact location it was in the night that we got that evidence. And it's got those pegboard displays in that room. Well, the laser grid was on the top of the one uh, that goes, against the wall with the window on it. So I put the laser grid exactly where it was at that night. So it was actually above our heads. Um, and I was standing to Everett's left, and so was his brother Johann. His brother Johann is actually shorter than Everett. But Johann was not anywhere near to near the laser grid field, and I was standing to Everett's to his left and just behind him. So, and none of us were moving. So while we were trying to debunk the earlier evidence, we heard a knock in the corner there to the right of the mantle,
Mm.
and we were like, all three of us were like, okay, what was that? So I told Everett, okay, let's start recording this. And he turned his camera on, and you also heard a bell dinging.
Mhm.
Zach and his dad were in the dress room, which is across the hall and down the hall from where we were at, and they were using the dead bell. Which, by the way, Todd, we got that, and that's an amazing piece of equipment. We
Dead
we
bell.
absolutely we absolutely love
We love
using
it
that
too.
bell. Um, but you know, we I started asking some questions, and we were all standing still, trying not to move because we'd heard a knock, so we didn't want to move and cause a knock ourselves. So we were just standing there, and um, you know, every we did not see the shadow figure while we were in there. Everett did not find that until um, we he did evidence review when he got home, and to me it looks like whatever it was kind of like you know following Everett at first, because it kind of like moved with its camera a little bit. At first, it was like it was walking in front of the camera trying to figure out what was going on, and then decided, well, I'm just going to walk off. You know, but we heard the knock again while we were trying to do the EVP and video session,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
so
That was way
because
cool.
I so when you asked, I think about Sarah, I think was some. It sounded like in the background like a female voice. I didn't know if that was somebody in the group. At least that's what I thought. I thought I heard like a female voice in the back somewhere.
it's possible that we think that may have been either Heather or Jennifer downstairs in the
Right.
one of the downstairs rooms, because as we all anybody who's investigated there knows that sound carries in that house
That it
uh,
does.
pretty bad, but I think that was either Jennifer or Heather
Okay.
talking at that
Okay.
point.
Now, Tori,
But
were you, Tori,
but the-
doing that? Were you
Do
there?
what?
Were you there during this?
I was there earlier, but I had to leave before they started doing the investigation. But a couple weeks before that, I did my first investigation there. So I've only been there twice.
All right.
It's a cool place. I really like it.
Yeah.
It is a cool place.
Cool place.
We've been there 2 times and we miss it. It's a great location.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome.
No.
You've got a couple pictures from the Montgomery house too.
Yes, we did.
Now
Our,
I have these in here, but I'm actually going to share my screen so we can zoom in and out on them.
yeah. Oh, these are the ones from outside of the house. Okay. These were taken by our admin manager, Jennifer McClure. It was the day that we did the change of hands ceremony with Mrs. Montgomery, with when you and Augur were there just before y'all left to go to Ohio. So we've been trying to get some promotional photos together. Jennifer was taking a few photos for that, and she got this one. I think on the first one, if you go to the window there in the top right, you can see right there on the left, right in there. And then if you look at she did a follow up shot, um, and let's see here, get that.
Open.
Open sesame.
Mhm.
I think that's the zoom in of that I did of the first photo. Yeah, that's yeah. And then if you pull up, I think it's MH2.
No, it's the same one. There's one next to it. It says MH2.
I clicked on MH2.
Oh,
Yeah, and if you look, it's gone.
yeah.
And
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
those pictures were taken within 5 seconds of each other. And
We go from
and the funny thing is she took it with, and I wish I can't figure out how to get it to work when you send photos from an iPhone to a computer, but she has her iPhone does the motion photos where it plays a couple seconds of the photo.
Oh, live.
And
Live photo.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what? I'm about to creep y'all out.
I was going to say, zoom in, man. Zoom the heck in or like contrast that, Chris.
Hang on.
yeah, yeah. But
I
if
want
you
y'all to see something.
Yeah.
yep, yes, we thought that as well,
So this is Mrs. Montgomery,
right?
the original owner of the house. So let's do this.
Yeah,
That looks like her nose and chin.
yes,
Yeah.
it does. It very much does.
Hair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See her forehead here? See the forehead here?
Mm-hmm.
And you can almost see the pear part coming down. That looks like Mrs. Montgomery's peeking out the window.
We suspected that as well. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. There's Anthony Seminelli sees the same thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
And so let's put her over here. Mrs. Montgomery. Mrs. Montgomery.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep. But Jennifer's the motion photo that she got when we watched it on her phone. The whatever, if that's Mrs. Montgomery in the window, you can see it move.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then
and
back to the last picture.
Yeah.
Not there
Gone.
anymore.
Not there.
yep.
No, not there.
And that's
So
interesting. And that's interesting because so now that would be almost what 2 times that we've captured an image
mhm,
In that
Miss
room.
Montgomery.
Gone.
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, what's even more
Um,
interesting is I brought something to show.
Did you bring it?
yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Bring it.
Bring it.
Bring it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the same window.
It's the opposite window. So
Yeah, it's
Hold
not-
on.
it's-
That's
that's
yeah,
all.
Yeah.
is that Sarah? That's
Oh.
looking at Sarah's.
That's her.
same
That's her
room.
bedroom. hmm
Same room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
same
from the
room.
other angle.
Yep. But on the opposite corner of the house, this was there was a group that came up from Rockingham that did an investigation there, the last live investigation that we did with
hmm
The other
before
one.
we handed it over to you guys. And I snapped that photo standing outside, and when they came back outside, I'm like, were you guys in that room? Nobody was in that room. That green light you're
Right.
seeing, green light from the flashlight from the hallway. But I snapped
wow.
that, and you can see the figure standing behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Ash. Yeah, that's Sarah's room, or also known as the dress room.
Yep.
So.
And then when we were down there our last visit, right, with you guys, that's when we caught the image of Carmela. I was standing we were in the hallway, and I was standing outside Miss Montgomery's bedroom, and Carmela was like, "Don't move." I'm like, "Why?"
Tell you like,
Yeah, they actually caught a photo of Mrs. Montgomery's face coming out of Mrs. Montgomery's bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Right.
She's definitely prominent
Yeah.
there. That's for sure.
But there in the dress room, since we've taken over there, we've seen activity in that specific room start to really ramp up. So um, that's going to be one that we're going to be focusing on quite a bit here in the coming months. So.
So you guys, the Montgomery house is a perfect example. You've heard us talk on this podcast. You've heard us talk on the other podcast about how the more you investigate a location, the more spirit people that are no longer in their meat suits that reside there start to come forward. When we first started there almost 4 years ago, we got a handful of evidence, but the more people came in to investigate and the more we investigated, the more evidence we started capturing, the more voices we started getting. Now they love it when people come in. God, we only got we got like 5 EVPs and then Joseph's voice and proved that Joseph was there on the first investigation. But now, I mean, you guys have caught photos there when you got PPIT was one of our biggest sponsors for the Montgomery County.
Ones, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff that you guys have caught there is incredible.
Yeah, the Civil War soldier and all that.
Yeah, it's still probably
the organ, the piano. Your Italian friend.
did you ever see anything or hear anything with the organ? My Italian friend?
We are that's going to be one of our areas of focus as well here coming up soon. We did an Estes session. Actually, Ash, it was his first time, and we got some references to possibly an Italian guy there. We also got a name. He stated a name, and then Zach, our team manager, was also running a Phasma box at the same time. And 2 minutes later, he got the same name over the Phasma box. And it was the name was Richard Prejudice. And we're trying to do some research to see if there's any link either to the house or to any of the artifacts inside the house to that name. So, we're going to be checking on that as well. So, but we just thought it was really ironic that Ash, he's got headphones on, he's got a blindfold on, he's listening to the SB7 doing an Estes session. He comes up with this name, and then 2 or 3 minutes later, Zach gets the exact same name off the Phasma box. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Anything outside?
Anything outside? We not since I caught this, what looks like a soldier out in the field behind there. We haven't caught anything yet. Well, let me take that back. So while we were out there this past Saturday, um, Jennifer was, looking up in the sky, and we see these teeny tiny dots. I mean, they were way up in the sky, and they were moving at a very high rate of speed, and there was like 15 or 20 of them in the same trajectory. And they would get to a certain point in the sky and then just disappear.
So, you know what that could be?
Yeah.
When we were there, so they could be Starlinks.
Yeah, I saw some
Okay.
a few weeks
So
ago.
it could be Starlinks. I'm just saying that's a possibility because you know
Okay.
when they do that, depending on how far they're spaced out. But if they're training like literally one following another, it's a possibility that Starlink satellites. And then because even when our last we were down there, right, Audra? I mean, we were watching.
That was so
Oh,
cool.
there goes the satellite. There goes the satellite.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
And
and
they
so
can be in like a
ironically
huge
enough-
line.
yeah, ironically
Yeah.
enough,
And then we saw Bigfoot. No.
they launched a shitload of those Starlinks right after Helene to help the people that didn't have connection.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.
You related?
Okay. But would they have just disappeared at a certain point, or would they have continued on through the
Yeah,
sky?
because so besides paranormal investigation, I'm a weather nerd. I also like space and kind of watching the night sky and satellites and
Yeah.
space, mission, any space shuttle. We
Right.
went to space shuttle launch. But yeah, so what's happening, depending on what time exactly it was, and when they're passing over, they'll have the sunlight. Well, they'll catch the reflection off the sunlight from the sun, and then depending on, they'll be visible for a certain amount of period of time, and then
Okay.
they'll just disappear.
Okay.
Same, you can track the space station when it comes around your area. Same thing, you'll see it, it'll
Right.
approach, and then it'll come into view just out of nothing, and then you'll see it for X amount of minutes, and then poof, off it goes.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, then that kind of explains, what we may have seen.
So
I've got a video, Scott, I'll send so you can compare.
Okay.
Because I saw some a few weeks ago.
Okay.
And I thought I was getting abducted. at
Right?
first.
Yeah, the first time you've ever seen a Starlink,
No,
it's like, what
no,
the hell?
Tori meant the first time she went out with PPIT.
Yeah.
I've got a pretty cool fact for you guys.
All right.
Richard Prejudice is a misunderstanding. It's not an event, and it's not a historical figure in North Carolina. The term likely refers to the impact of prejudice, particularly racial prejudice, on individuals and communities in North Carolina's history. It is a common phrase from the racial history in North Carolina.
Huh.
So that makes me wonder if you caught that name by that organ, if some of the servants are referring to him.
That's possible.
Because we're estimating he sounds and his accent is like a 1930s Chicago, a 1930s Chicago white guy in the South.
Yeah.
I wonder if the servants are calling him Richard Prejudice.
Right.
Maybe that's what they
might
nicknamed.
be. Yeah.
Interesting. Learn something
That
new.
is very interesting.
I had to move to Ohio to learn that phrase about North Carolina. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just Carmela's going to start doing traffic and weather for us. Where's the news? Where we got to get the news? Breaking news.
Right. Yeah.
That's funny shit.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
man.
have a couple more pieces, right? Let me see.
Yes. And
You have one more.
Everett's been an evidence hound dog for us here recently. So.
Really?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
hound dog to begin with.
Yeah. So yeah, we got a couple. He got one photo, and I think did I send it to you?
No. You sent me the Montgomery ones, the picture of the window.
Oh,
and then you sent me the knock and shadow, and then you sent me one from Sweet Springs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll let Tori go ahead and talk about the one from Sweet Springs there. And let me see. I'm gonna see if I can't find that other photo real quick.
Tori, can you hear us?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the clip from Sweet Springs that you guys sent in?
There's a couple of us.
Or do you want to? Do you know which one it is?
Osprey water gun.
Yes. It's we're on this one hallway, and Scott, it was what, 3,000 hallway? Is that what we called it? He's not paying. Okay, 3,200 hall.
3,200 hall. Yeah.
And we kind of stop, and we're just talking for a second, and then I don't hear it with my ears, but you can hear what sounds like a man trying to speak, or it's like a big yell or sigh. It's pretty loud, but nobody heard it with their ears. So.
Okay. So here's that clip. Go ahead, Scott.
Oh, maybe he's frozen.
Did you freeze, Scott? Did you freeze? Is he moving? He's in the Matrix. Scott. He's dodging the bullets.
I'm losing. I keep on losing connection.
It's all good. You look like you were in the Matrix. We thought you were Neo dodging the bullets.
The best part is he looks like an old Bruce Lee movie from Japan. His mouth is moving really fast, and then the words come out.
Technology.
Scott, you didn't have to pull out the special effects for our show.
Well, you know, anything for you, Chris.
The best.
So let's go ahead and watch that clip, and then you guys can talk more about PPIT, what you guys got going on. Here's that clip.
I'll be right back. Go back to this room for a second. What is going on?
I'm just silent. Just needle.
Oh, the battery out.
Was it at the beginning?
Like
I moved my camera kind of one way because I was going to go around those two guys, and then it happened right before I was going to do that.
Can we play it again?
No.
You'll hear Mike say, "I'll be right back."
Those two guys being
Scott and my
Those
husband
two
Dylan.
guys being me and her husband.
Okay. You know, those two guys,
Those two guys.
two fuckers in my
And
way.
the really ironic thing about that is that camera that we had stopped because I started having problems with the camera that I was using, the DVR uh, digital video camera, and I'd never had problems with that camera, and I haven't had problems with it since. But what happened was walking down that hall, and if anybody who's been to Sweet Springs and been on the 3200 hall, they know that particular hall is just absolutely crazy active.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is probably the most active place I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And but that camera started to freeze up, and it had locked, and it was like when the cell phone just bricks itself, and you can't do anything with it. So I was like, well, the only solution I have to fix this is to pull the battery out of it. And so I did that, which I learned another thing about that camera is if you haven't stopped recording and you pull the battery out of it, you lose everything on the card. So
Whoa.
so so everything we had on that camera walking up to that point was gone. Um, but I put the battery back in it and it starts working. But Tori's camera's working fine. And she goes to move around to continue, and then it sounds like something is either breathing or growling, and it's like right up against her camera when she does it.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, she sent that to me. I'm like, what the hell is that? So, and but uh, but just to further the story there is that I've used that camera on every investigation since then and not had a problem with it. So, but
So we'll play that clip. You guys can hear this. So as Tori said, it's right when you start walking in between the guys.
Yeah, you'll see me kind of shift one way, and then as I try to like go around, you'll hear it.
Okay. There's one other thing I want to point out, you guys. Tori's already told us she's 5'4". You got these two big 6-foot guys standing in the hallway, and the 5'4" girl goes, "Get out of my way! I'm going down the dark hallway." While they stand there.
Just saying.
Just saying. All right, here's that clip again.
I'll be right back. I'll go back to this room for a second. What is going on?
I'm just silent. Just need her.
Well, it's going to get here. Pull the battery out of it.
That's cool.
it sounded like it. Yeah.
Remember, guys,
And,
two big guys standing there. Little 5'4" Tori's the one going down the dark hallway.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. I mean, she's fearless.
Yeah, real quick.
Unless it comes to clowns, but yeah.
Except when it comes to clowns. So Scott sent me the other photo caught upstairs at the Montgomery house.
Yes.
And I want to share this with you guys.
Yeah.
And there's a few people that are in the chat that have been to the Montgomery house before and know that this is not something you see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there is the picture. So the Montgomery house it's like an old shotgun style the way they build it. The whole house is perfectly square, but in the middle is this. On the first floor and the second floor, there's like this foyer hallway, and it's basically for breezes because, of course, back then they didn't have air conditioning, so they'd open up the doors and all the windows and let the air travel through, right? And it mirrors the first floor mirrors the second floor. The only difference is the stairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is standing at the top of the stairs, facing to the right. The doorway you see to the right is Mrs. Montgomery's bedroom. The one to the left is what we refer to as Sarah's room because little girl Sarah's often caught here. This is the room to the right here where the pictures of Mrs. Montgomery peeking out the window that we showed a little while ago was taken in one of the windows.
Now zoom in on that doorway.
See the gentleman with the mustache?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hello.
Looks like a soldier.
Guys, none of the PPIT group look like this.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you want to know who we initially thought that was because we zoomed in real close on it, and to us it looks like a particular 7-octave rock and roll legend.
Freddie Mercury.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shirtless Freddie Mercury.
We have a shirtless
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury.
It looks like Freddie Mercury, and yeah, and we were like, if we find out that Freddie Mercury is haunting the Montgomery house, then we're going to talk to the Montgomery County, Historical Society about moving into that house.
Yeah.
But what's interesting enough is if you guys look really close at this and ignore the fact that he looks shirtless, it could be a jacket because this could be like a tan jacket. That could be like the old those things called ascot.
Yeah.
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 If you look really close, he almost has like a Wyatt Earp type mustache, which would have been common back then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what? But to be honest, I'm wondering if maybe we caught the Italian guy on camera.
Yeah, it could be. What the hell is he doing upstairs in Sarah's room?
Yeah.
Okay,
Pervert. He is about the height of Ron Iacovetti.
Yeah.
Hey.
But that picture was captured by Everett as well.
That's a fantastic catch.
Yeah.
You guys catch some pretty good photo evidence at the Montgomery house.
Yes, we've been very, very.
It's a
It's a
me.
me.
It's a me.
Doing the.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if this may be because if you look at it, it's almost the same height as that Civil War soldier that you guys caught down in the courtroom.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering.
Pretty tall.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, yeah.
I think you're a little bit taller, Ron. You're a little bit taller.
it's every time we go there, we come away with something new, and I'm
beginning to think you guys bring that shit with you sometimes.
well that we suspected that too with a couple things that happened this past weekend as well, but we're still processing through all of that. With the types of jobs that some of us on the team have had, the possibility of I've worked in EMS. Zach and his dad have worked in EMS. My wife works in the medical field as well. But between Zach, Mike, and myself, we've seen more than our share of death. And with all three of us being paramedics, and the possibility of having some kind of energy following us around is very real. So we had an EVP session, or no, I'm sorry, Ovilus session by Jennifer and Heather. Kind of brought some suspicion that maybe a couple of our members have some people following them from location to location, and we believe we addressed one of them there, and hopefully it's no longer following Zach. So, um, but we're we're still trying, going through all of that just to
You're getting your feet wet with with Montgomery House. You're getting your I mean, I know you've been there, but
yeah, but we also don't want to be bringing stuff in there that
yeah, no,
is
understand.
following us around as well.
No, because Miss Montgomery kick your
I was
ass.
just
Your
gonna
ass.
say,
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
be pissed off at you.
So,
Y'all saw her
So-
picture. She looked meaner than Mr. Montgomery.
yeah, so it's kind of important for us to make sure we have all of our stuff in check as well. So.
Sage that shit.
So to
Sage
give
yourself
everybody
up.
and everybody in the group that's not familiar with the Montgomery House, this is an 1830s plantation home that still sits on the original foundation it was built on. And when Dr. Montgomery married Mrs. Montgomery's father had the second largest gold mine in the area, and he owned thousands upon thousands of acres of property right there.
Right.
And he gifted them a 5,000-acre cotton plantation where they built the Montgomery House for a wedding present.
Yeah.
Mrs. Montgomery never left a 5-mile radius her entire life. She was born on that land. She got married on that land. She lived on that land. She died on that land. Their wake was in the house, and her grave is a quarter-mile down the road.
Right.
So that is her home.
Yes.
All right, guys, we've got 3 or 4 minutes left. Why don't you tell us what PPIT is doing, what you got coming up, how people can get a hold of you to come to North Carolina and investigate Mrs. Montgomery's plantation home?
Let's start with that one right there. The investigation calendar is live and active on PiedmontParanormal.com right now. So if you want to come investigate the Montgomery House, get on our website, follow the links, and get signed up to come out and see this amazing place. So we have 2 types of investigations there that we where you can just come in there, do what we originally did, just come in, bring a group in, do an investigation, and we have activated move forward with our investigate with PPIT program, where you have people who are just now learning, or they're curious about the paranormal, and they want to get some experience and some training as to how to actually investigate. Well, you sign up for that and come in and you investigate with us inside of Montgomery House. So we're all about people. If you want to learn, by God, we'll help you learn. So. That's one of the things we got going on. But at the end of this month, we will be at Shanley Hotel with Anthony Simonelli, guys from Seekers Club, and Ron and Lourdes are going to be joining us as well.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What date? When you going?
The 30th of this month.
31st.
31st. I'm sorry. Yes. Yep. The 31st.
Nice.
We're gonna be there. Yep. And can't wait to get up there, see Anthony and his crew again. Jenny Colucci's gonna be there as well. And we're excited about that one. And then in July, PPIT will be making its maiden voyage to Gettysburg.
Yay!
Awesome. Very nice.
Yes.
Forward to meeting you guys in person.
Yes, absolutely. We can't wait for that one either. We're very excited about it.
Fantastic.
Yep.
But,
Good to see you again.
boy, between Ron and Lourdes and the Cocos and Audra and I, we keep bringing people up to the bash. Pam and Steve are in deep shit when our friends start showing up.
Yeah. It'll be a good time.
That'll be fantastic. It'll be good to see you guys. Tell us where your website again, Scott.
PiedmontParanormal.com.
There you go. That is fantastic. And where do all the proceeds from the people that investigate the Montgomery house go?
All the proceeds go to the Montgomery County Historical Society to for the preservation of the property. We do have one investigation already lined up. It's actually one you were working on before y'all had to move, and so shout out to Off Grid Paranormal that will be there in June. So
Who
we
was
can't
in the
wait to
chat
meet
tonight?
those guys. Yep, we can't wait to meet those guys and um, uh, you know see what all they've got to offer as well.
Nice.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Well, guys, Todd and Carmela, any parting words for tonight?
Just a big thank you to Tori and Scott for hopping on and sharing their evidence, and thank you for taking over the Montgomery house. And
Yes.
we know it's in good hands, and we've only been there a couple times, but we've had both two times we were there, we had some great experiences, and we'll make our way back down there at some point.
Excellent, excellent.
You never know.
Yeah.
Somebody
Maybe.
else might come down too sometime.
Road trip.
You're more than welcome. We'd love to have you.
Maybe Audra will get the possibility to camp outside like she wants to.
No, I said own the house, live in the house.
Mrs. Montgomery would never have that. All right. So, Tori and Scott, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight.
thank
Once
you.
again, it's great not only having you guys on the show and having you show your evidence and talk about what you guys do in North Carolina, it's also great having you guys as we call friends. And we definitely miss you guys there in North Carolina. But it's only been 2 weeks, so we don't miss you too bad yet. I'm just kidding. But it's like I said when we left, it's we're never far away. I mean, look, we're right to it. We're 12 inches from each other right now. So, and then we're going to see you guys at the Gettysburg Bash. So it's fantastic.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Make sure that you tune in 2 weeks from tonight. Next week is Memorial Day. We will not be here. Make sure you remember what Memorial Day stands for and take the time to celebrate it, right? Also, guys, if you ever want to go down to North Carolina, you want to meet Scott, you want to meet Tori, you want to meet the rest of the PPIT and the team, and I can say it's an experience just meeting them. They're very great people. We love them to death.
Yep.
And you want to spend time with Mrs. Montgomery, you got to go to the Montgomery house, and you got to stay haunted. All right, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Bye,
Good night,
guys.
everybody.
Good night.
you.